Hi, this is Matt for tracyandmatt.co.uk and for unboxings.com. Here I have the new BlackBerry Curve 8520 or BlackBerry Gemini, which is a new handset from RIM and a new in the BlackBerry range. So first and foremost we have the safety and product information and an exclusive BlackBerry invitation. We have BlackBerry User Tools CD and another manual inside there as well. Handset immediately on top. We'll look at that in a bit more detail in just a second. Rest of the accessories, pretty standard stuff. We have a European plug, the UK 3-pin plug. Then we have a USB to micro USB sync charge cable. We have a standard set of headphones. Standard, they are pretty standard for BlackBerry. So we have, well, it's not, it's actually a wired headset. So we have a 4-pole 3.5mm jack on one end. So it does mean you can use your own 3.5mm jack headphones if you wish to. And then there is this inline push button with microphone. There's no volume control on this one though. And then we have the headphones on the other end. Again, pretty standard, very similar to pretty much any BlackBerry that you'll find. And then we have the mains charger, which again is a micro USB style connector and a pretty standard charger. And finally we have the battery, which is 1150 milliamp hours and not particularly heavy. It is a standard CS2 type battery. Let's move those all out of the way. Look at the handset itself, and let's peel off this protective film. So first of all then, we have a 2.4 inch display, which is 320 by 240, and you'll notice that it is extremely glossy. Below that we have the red and green phone keys, the BlackBerry menu button and a back button. Then we have a button in the center, which also I believe acts as something of a optical sensitive sort of kind of trackpad. We'll look at that in a bit more detail in just a second. We then have the full QWERTY keyboard, which is pretty standard to BlackBerry, and many of the other sort of BlackBerry handsets have this, and they are positive push buttons. They are fairly small, but they are nicely raised and they are individual keys, which is quite good. I think many people are used to this style of QWERTY keyboard now. The overall design of the handset is pretty nice. I must say I'm quite impressed. It's certainly quite slim, quite lightweight, and it is nice, this piano black finish. Looking around the handset, we have the headphone connector there, so you can plug in your wired headset or headphones, 3.5mm jack that is. Then there is the micro USB connector for sync and charge. Nothing really to speak of on the bottom, aside from this little hole, which is actually the microphone. On the other side, we have a series of rubberized buttons. They are fairly indescript. I suspect that one of them probably is for the camera, and the other one is a volume control up and down. But they are rubber. They are sort of kind of encapsulated in rubber there, so they are quite smooth, and they're just like little bumps really. So on the top I have another series of buttons, and they're like media control buttons more than they are that sort of typical BlackBerry style buttons. I don't know if you can see them there like that, but it's kind of like a back and forward, like rewind and fast forward or skip tracks buttons. And there is a play and pause button there also that acts as a mute if you want to mute an incoming call. But those buttons are on the top there, so more of a media centric controls along the top there. On the back we have a 2-megapixel camera, no flash unfortunately, and no mirror for self-portraits. I guess it's slightly less important for a BlackBerry. I guess you would say that BlackBerry is likely to be more business focused, I suppose, than sort of your kind of social networking kind of thing. So I guess that's the idea behind that. We have a 2GB SanDisk micro SD card already installed there. That does come with it, and obviously you can remove that. You don't have to power down the handset in order to remove the memory card, because the battery is separate. A SIM card goes just here, and then the battery pops in like so. And then the back cover, which upon first inspection appeared to be metal, is in actual fact plastic, quite thin, quite lightweight, and has been given this sort of piano black finish. And we'll just wait for that to power on. While it's powering on, just run down the rest of the specification. Quite impressively lightweight, 106 grams, 109mm from top to bottom, 60mm wide, and just a shade under 14mm thick. Talk time is listed at 4.5 hours, where the standby time is listed at 408. Quite impressive. It is quad band and has HSDPA and 3G support. As I already mentioned, just a 2-megapixel camera on the back, unfortunately. 256 meg of inbuilt memory, but as I say, it does come with that 2 gig micro SD card included. We do have built-in Wi-Fi support, 802.11b and G, and we also have Bluetooth 2 with EDR support. We support things like video recording, video playback, MP4, 3GP, and obviously MP3 playback and AAC playback, polyphonic ringtones, and obviously you does support Exchange and POP3, SMTP and IMAP4, so you can pick up mail from a variety of sources. Okay, I've stopped and started the recording there because, as many of you will probably know, BlackBerries do take rather inordinate amount of time to start up when you actually remove the battery. So I've had about 7 minutes of warm-up time, which is only happens when you take the battery out completely. If you just turn the power off, that startup time isn't the same. So just bear that in mind. I have stopped and started the recording. As I say, the bit on the middle here is actually optical and sensitive, so as I'm swiping my finger across the optical joystick, or whatever you would like to call it, I'm actually moving the icons around there. It's asking me to confirm the date and time. I'm going to go OK. So we have a fairly typical BlackBerry style interface there, similar to those that we actually see on the Bold. And we can go into messages. I don't have any at the moment, obviously, I've just turned on. Then we have contacts, again, don't have any. And then calendar, then we have the web browser, which will just fire up. And then we can go to view a website. And then you have media. And you can look at ringtones, voice notes, music, and videos. The optical joystick in the center there is extremely sensitive. I think I would have to change the sensitivity of that, otherwise it's going to get kind of annoying. Moving just fractionally across the display is kind of irritating. I guess you probably get used to it. So going back out of that, then we also have the clock, so we can just display a clock on the screen, and then we can push the BlackBerry button in the middle there, and it brings up the full menu again, which is very similar to the kind of menu that we see on other BlackBerry handsets. And we can go through various functions, and we've got things like games, and we've got Brick Breaker for those that love Brick Breaker, and various other things. You've got SMS, you've got search, you've got compose, instant messaging, you've got your settings for you managing your connections, so you can turn your Wi-Fi on and off, your mobile network on and off, Bluetooth on and off, all that sort of stuff. Pretty standard. We'll talk about this in a bit more detail when it comes to do the full review. There's obviously too much to talk about that we can just do in one quick video. So the full review will be on site on tracyandmatt.co.uk over the next couple of weeks. And if you are a fan of unboxing videos, check out the others that we have on unboxings.com.